What's happening, everybody? This week, it's currently September 30th, 2024, and I'm obviously filming this video from a different location, currently on a Royal Caribbean cruise with a mastermind group. But really, what I found is that these mastermind groups host their events in really exotic places or with really exotic activities like a cruise, so that they could all meet up and all have fun at the same time. This past weekend I had the PML Mastermind, which was phenomenal. We had about 45 people there in person, over 30 people online, and it was really cool to be on the beach, have tons and tons of content from that event on my Facebook and Instagram. If you guys aren't already following me there, it's Alexis Morgan Invest, at Alexis Morgan Invest. But yeah, this week I'll be on a cruise Monday through Friday. I arrive back on land on Saturday. And number one, I'm really excited to be here with this specific mastermind group because this group is all about funds, investment funds, syndications, raising money. I really am interested in some creative structures for my future funds, right? So I started a fund, I had success, I've raised money, and now it's like, okay, what's the next thing? More money keeps coming my way. What's the next thing? Where do I put these people? What are some other opportunities? How do I pay? I want to get creative with how I pay my limited partners. So I'm really excited for that opportunity to brainstorm with some people there. This morning I was hanging out with a multifamily group, a family office multifamily. They invest in multifamily, and they were really, showing me their portfolio. We had walked a property that they had purchased that they're rehabbing, and it was cool. I got that opportunity. I got that VIP experience. I got to ask hard questions to them, and that luckily they could answer all the hard questions because I've branded myself as someone who raises capital. And I might end up working with that group. I might not, but it was really, really cool regardless to have the opportunity to sit down with someone who has millions and millions, tens of millions, if not hundreds. The owner of that family office exited his business to private equity and then started getting into real estate, has had the same team for 10 years. And I was sitting with my brother. I invited my brother because we were together already from the PML Mastermind. And I told my brother, look, I don't know what this guy's doing in multifamily. Fortunately, they can answer all the hard questions. But by the fact alone that he's been working with the same people for 10 years, that doesn't happen if you're doing something wrong. I see people, especially in the industry that I'm in, every 2 years they're doing something new with a new partner, right? Every few months someone has something bad to say about them. But when you can consistently pull off returns, success, the same team, everyone's happy, like genuinely, you guys know that when you go and hang out with someone, sometimes you can feel intuition, if they're really doing what they say they're doing, and more importantly than that, if they are a good person. Right? The guy's been married for decades, has 3 beautiful kids, etc. And I'm not saying that those are the reasons you should do business with someone, but I'm saying that they definitely help, right? They definitely kind of show you who is this person outside of just business. So it was really cool to sit down with that group and spend some time and, again, ask the hard questions, get the knowledge around multifamily. I don't know crazy amount of stuff about multifamily yet, but that group is one of the first that has been willing to show me their properties, and not in like a group format or not in like a paid, come to my event, and sometimes that's worth it. And I met them at an event, but it was really, really respectful for them to come out and invite me out, show me everything that's going on for the potential of working together. Class act. Other than that, yeah, I had a great time at the PML Mastermind. So much good feedback from that. Everyone's always satisfied. Just figuring out, okay, do I want to grow those events? Do maybe I want to move to an event size where you have 100, 150, 200, or do I like kind of this 50 person in person? It was really intimate. I know everyone's name in the room. And then this week I'll be cruising. I had a couple deals closing today, which was cool. I did my first wholesale deal. I've done tons of wholesale deals. I did my first wholesale deal in a while. It's probably the first wholesale transaction I've been a part of in at least 3 or 4 months. A friend of mine is closing a deal and needed help with all the paperwork, so I did the paperwork and we split some of the profits there. And then that was cool. I had loans closing today, and of course the PML Mastermind always helps you raise money. People in there want to work with you. They want to duplicate the business in whatever market they desire. But this week I'll be cruising. Next week, October 7th, my personal assistant starts. I'll be training her, and so creating the playbooks, finishing a couple books here while cruising. And this right now on this cruise, it's a 5-day cruise, Royal Caribbean. Again, it is with a mastermind group. But my goal on this cruise is to really start journaling about who I want to be in 2025. I have this weird desire to like reinvent myself completely and become a little bit more professional, I would say. You know, if you look at some of my videos and, you know, the way that I present, it's super authentic to me. I've always been genuine, but I feel like kind of ready for this next chapter of success, next chapter of my life. So the goal here on the cruise is to journal about it, meditate on it, and kind of take some time to unplug. Although I did buy the Wi-Fi, I couldn't resist buying the Wi-Fi because I was getting emails as we were pulling off about some closings. I was like, okay, people are trying to get a hold of me. My personal assistant hasn't started yet. Let me buy the Wi-Fi and still be able to be reached. Whereas before, I didn't know if I was going to buy it. I thought I was just going to unplug. But anywho, the goal of the cruise is, yes, to mastermind, get some ideas like I talked about a couple minutes ago, but also to kind of ideate and think about who I want to become, who I want to be in 2025. I think for the last few months, I've made a lot of money. I've accomplished a lot of goals that I had 2 years ago. You know, I was watching some of my old videos, and I filmed this video in my bedroom. You could see the whiteboard behind me said to make $20,000 a month. And it's crazy, 'cause, you know, now, you know, on a month I make double that easily. But man, I'm tearing up right now, you guys. My brother also got me these sunglasses because I was like, hey, I don't have any sunglasses for the cruise. I don't want to go out and buy. I don't like to spend money on things. And he's like, okay, I'll get you some sunglasses. So he bought me some sunglasses, which was nice. But yeah, I was saying that I feel ready to reinvent myself. I feel ready to think about who I want to be in. For the last few months, specifically the last 3 or 4, I've been making a lot of money, but I felt like my business is pulling me a little bit. And so grabbing it by the reins, figuring out, okay, I'm in control. Where do I want to guide this ship? No pun intended. Where do I want to go? And making sure that I'm constantly creating, not just being reactive to what's being thrown at me. And a part of this week is that, putting that down on paper. I'm always a big advocate of that. I've always done that. So it'll be cool. Hopefully next Monday when I come on, maybe I'll tell you guys a little bit about it. Sometimes it's really personal stuff, but you know, I was talking to someone at the PMO Mastermind. I said my whole life is on my YouTube channel, so whatever. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a cool cruise. It's really, really beautiful. We're going to Coco Cay and we're going to Cozumel, Mexico, I think it's called. 5-day cruise. We'll be out here, me and my brother and the Black Card group, and we'll be at sea. So that's what's happening right now. I'm excited as usual. You know, I'm excited to move forward, and I'm really excited to see what I come up with when I sit down and think about, you know, what is the next best version of myself. You know, what does she do when she wakes up in the morning? How does she, you know, move out in the world? How does she network? How does she dress? How does she think about business ideas? How does she interact with partners? What kind of knowledge does she know? And becoming that person. 2025 is just around the corner. So I usually always do an exercise similar to this at the end of the year, and I still will. It's like a ritual of mine, but I just feel ready now. So I'm not going to ignore the way that I feel now and wait 3 months and say, okay, you can only journal about who you want to become at the start and end of each year. So that's what's going on. I'll show you guys the beautiful scenery. Hopefully you can see that. I'm really excited for the sunrises and sunsets on this thing. This is my 3rd cruise I've been on. My first cruise was Carnival. My second cruise was Disney, and then this is my first time on a Royal Caribbean. I haven't been on a cruise in probably a little over 5 years. So it'll be cool. Pray for safety, pray for clarity, and I hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you next time. Peace.